I wish the worship would never stop. No, I think that's the reason why we are here in this place. It's not for a new strategy or some personality. We're here, we're gathered around the presence of God. Amen. And this is our prayer, that in this one-day conference, we will not just be informed, but we will have encounters that lead us to transformation. I pray that the love of the Father will compel us not just to move forward, but compel us to respond to His love. Because you don't perform for love, you respond. You receive love, and that love transforms you. There's verses in the scriptures that really confront us with some of our wrong thinking in regards to who God is and what God really wants from us and who we are. And my prayer is that for today, this conference will be a blessing to all of us. And with my friends here from Norway, we are here to bless you with what the Lord has given us. And I know it's one thing to give a message, it's quite another to speak from an experience. To give an information, you will have knowledge. But to share revelations that came out of your encounters with God, transformation happens. And I'll be sharing some portions of my my journey into blessing nations. And the title, the theme for this conference is Compelled by Love, which is taking the Father's love, bringing it to the nations. How are we compelled by love? And we go to the nations. And for some of you, you are missionaries here, maybe in Thailand, somewhere else, in Southeast Asia. And sometimes you have worked hard, you have paid a price, you have believed, you have fought the warfare, you have scars all over your body, and you have given up your all. For some people, they have seen the breakthroughs. For some, it seems like it's fruitless. There's no fruit, it's just a struggle. And some people, some missionaries, their dreams are dying. They're dying inside, but they stay in the field just because they know they have a calling to bless nations. Is this the will of the Father? So I'll be sharing about the power of an encounter. When we encounter God face to face, something happens. Something happens when we encounter God. The best place you discover who you really are is in the presence of God. Don't go around trying to ask people, who am I? Don't go around trying to ask people, what have I done? And try to tailor your identity from what you have done. Because when you look at what you have done, maybe you see failures, you see mistakes, you see errors, or criticism, or judgment. And at times you end up trying your best to please men so that they will say good things about you. Sounds familiar? Are you with me? For missionaries, sometimes it's like this. Make sure you give a good report so you'll have a better support. No report, no support. And I'm here, just to be honest with you, I've been a missionary with my wife for 2 years in Malaysia. We tried to reach out to the Malays, the Muslim Malays of Malaysia from 1998 to 2000. And life was hard, but God was there. We will pray, we will press in, and then operating from a mind of fear, you will be arrested because it's illegal to win the Malays. I know that part. I'm not here to try to tell you to be reckless in your approach. I'm here to tell you that it is not what we do that makes those fruits come out. Fruitfulness comes out of intimacy. Fruitfulness comes out when we are connected to the heart of God. And I'll put my story in as I preach here. But at least we go to a text right now. Let's go to Psalm 24. A while ago when we were worshiping the Lord, there's just something inside of us responding to who God is, right? When we started singing, He loves us, oh, He loves us. Or you're a good father. It's who you are. And I'm loved by you. It's who I am. And it's not just emotion. It is something deep inside of you resonating, responding to who God is. And part of you responding, and there's life to that connection to God. Because at the end of the day, we're not just workers in the field. If you try to build your identity as a missionary or as a pastor or as a preacher, and that's where your identity goes around or revolves around, I tell you, when you stop working, you lose your identity. Your identity does not come from what you do. Your identity comes from who you are. And when you discover who God is and He's a good Father, you begin to discover that there is goodness inside of you. That you are a child of God. And so let's read Psalm 24 as a guide for this journey. As you know, Psalm 24 was written by David. One of the most read Psalms. Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd. Are you with me? We see this as the whole Psalm, Psalm 23, as my journey with God. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I will live in a life of abundance. Now, Psalm 24 goes another level, and David caught a revelation here. So first, let's read verse 1. And I would say there are 4 parts to this psalm. Okay? The first part is, the earth is the Lord's, and all its fullness, the Lord of the world and those who dwell therein. For He has founded it upon the seas and established it upon the waters. Okay, first point here. Write down reality. Reality. You know, we live in different realities. There's a different context here in Thailand, right? Norwegian, you have a totally different context. You have 4 seasons. Here in Southeast Asia, we have 2 seasons, wet and dry. Simple. We have different realities in our families, different realities in our career. Are you with me? When we go to the church, we have a reality in our church. But there is one unchanging reality. I believe God is inviting us not to live in the reality of what's happening around us, the problems, the ICs, all the sicknesses and all of that. I'm not saying we will not be unaware or we will be detached from those things. No. What I'm pointing here is this. The first reality is He sits on the throne. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. They say Thailand is a hard place to win. Less than 100% Christian. How do we respond to that? The earth is the Lord. Come on. I think this shifts our dynamics of responding or reaching out to the lost. Instead of, oh, they're hard. Oh, these people won't listen. Oh, maybe I'm not the best person. Oh, I've heard testimonies of the pastors and Christians, the missionaries, they're burning out. What if we could change realities into this? The earth is the Lord. He sits on the throne and He rules. This is a new season. He's doing a new work. Say with me, reality. Yeah. Confront your realities. Confront, let it be submitted under the realities of what is in heaven. Heaven is never affected by the affairs of what's going on here on earth. It's the other way around. That's why Jesus said, when you pray, say, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name, let your kingdom come, let your will be done. On earth as it is in heaven. What is in heaven will impact the earth. So in all of our doings, missionaries, Filipino missionaries here, teachers, maybe you came to a point like, oh, nothing is working. But I am here to encourage you. It's not just about what works or what not works. It's what reality you live in. My Father rules the nation. My Father is the King of all kings. The earth is the Lord's and all its fullness. Tell the person next to you with a smile, relax. With that reality, verse 3, let's read verse 3. Let's read verse 3. Who may ascend into the hill of the Lord? Or who may stand in his holy place? Who has clean hands and a pure heart? Who has not lifted up his soul to an idol, nor sworn deceitfully? He shall receive blessing from the Lord and righteousness from the God of his salvation. Number 2, invitation. When you come to understand the realities of heaven, that God is on the throne, He's a good Father, you are always given this invitation, come up here in my reality. Come up here where I am ruling and reigning. Come up here and I'll give you a taste in here. From this verse. Am I talking so fast? This is the late afternoon. Good morning, I guess. Okay, I'll speak a little bit slower. In this verse, verse 3, who was asking? Who may ascend to the hill of the Lord? It was David. But whose heart was it? God is the one giving an invitation. Tell the person next to you, you're invited into a face-to-face encounter. So He doesn't just want for us, or God doesn't want to treat us as some, I'm here on top and you're there and you better listen to what I say and do my commandments and that's it. If you do my commandments, you will be blessed. If not, you will be judged. No, that's not God. Jesus came to take all the judgment. He is the way, the truth, and the life. No one can come to the Father. He did it all. Now what do? We respond to the invitation. Heaven has this huge invitation. Come up here. Woo! Do you want to change the world? Do you want to change the Canaan tribe? Do you want to change the tribes here? Do you want to change Thailand? Do you want to change the world around you? It's not so much how we strategize. It is about seeing His face, going up to the mountain of God and allowing the heart of God, His presence, His glory to impact us. That person will receive a blessing and a righteousness. Wow! It's not your righteousness. It is from Him. Take note of this. When Jesus said, seek first His, come on, kingdom, next is, and His righteousness. He never said, seek first His kingdom and make sure you are righteous. Come on. He said, seek first His kingdom and where do you get His righteousness? Every time we stand before His presence, all our human righteousness just drops, and we have a cloak of the righteousness of our Father. We can stand before nations. We can stand before a person with sickness. That person will receive the blessing from heaven because you are blessed. You're being invited. This is not complicated. This is what happened to me. We tried our best to win the Malays for 2 years in Malaysia. We were hiding in fear because it's illegal. You know, you have fear in your mind, and so you do intercessions out of fear. Oh Lord, everything is warfare. When there's no warfare, you're warring with your emotions. You're warring with your fear. Don't you know nations are not problems? God said, ask of me and I will give you nations as your inheritance. Nations are inheritance given to sons and daughters. They are not problems to be solved. So when we come to understand who God is, when we come face to face to who He is and we see Him, you're good, good Father. That's who you are. God imparts His heart, His radical love, His unstoppable love, and you become radical. Perfect love casts away fear. Amen. When there is fear, you cannot fully love. The opposite of love is not hatred. The opposite of love is fear. You cannot give fully your heart, your affection when there is fear. And it can be expressed in hatred, doubt. But the core of that is fear. And so when you allow the love of God to flood you, when you stand before His presence, friends, we are all invited. Not just a few, anointed ones. We are all anointed. Could you please tell the person next to you, don't you know you're anointed? The Holy Spirit is in you. This same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead resides in you. You are so much anointed. Because same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead resides in you. So when you come into an agreement and an understanding of God, that's who really I am, that's who I am, I'm your child, I'm your son. Suddenly, the way you see things comes from the reality of heaven. He sits on the throne. This reality on earth will give away, and the heaven will invade the earth. Healings will happen. Some of you, last night, you went to the Karen tribe. Some of you ministered among the orphans. What happened to you? You thought, you're bringing something, I'll change them. But actually what happened, you participated in the heart of God and you were wrecked. Poor wrecked. Last night maybe you wished that night never ended. Like some of you climb mountains, but it seemed like you are unstoppable. You can climb any mountain. Why? You are compelled by love. When ministry is changed into a love relationship, the dynamics completely change. It's no longer about what I can do. It's about what the Father is doing. Okay, what's the first point? Reality. Second point, invitation. The third point is this. Verse 6. This is Jacob, the generation of those who seek Him, who seek your face. Take note, this is David. What's the title of David? He's a man after God's honor. He was known for his desire and passion for the Lord. David was known for intimacy. Where did David got his this idea of pursuing the presence of the Lord? So many, okay? First, maybe Abraham, maybe Moses, maybe Joshua. But one of the things that was highlighted to David, and this came as a revelation. When you read this verse in different translations, two things will come up. Okay, listen to me. The first thing that will come up is, there is a generation that seeks your face, a generation of Jacob. Are you with me? But another translation, and when you read it in Hebrew, it says, there is a generation that God seeks. It's the generation of Jacob. Wow! That's powerful. Both God is seeking for this generation, and there is a generation gifted with hunger. They will seek not just the hands of God, what God can do, they will seek the face of God. Amen. So the third point here is encounter. Say with me, encounter. I'll unpack this a little bit later. Are we still good?
Yes.
I'm a little bit hot here now. Where's the air conditioning? I've been moving around. It's so good to be in the presence of the family of God. Treat this not as a conference, treat this as a family gathering. It's so good when our titles and our brands fade away. There's only one thing that unites us. It's who our God is. So we are family. Amen? Here, in this verse, it highlights an encounter of an individual that God Himself marked that encounter and said, I like this kind of encounter. I like a generation who saw my face the way, who will see my face the way Jacob saw my face. I believe it's not just the encounter per se that God was seeking after. He wants to show His face, He wants to show His glory, He wants you to see His face. You can read that from David, Psalm 24. One thing I desire, one thing I seek, right? To dwell in the house of the Lord forever, all the days of my life, to behold His beauty and to inquire in His temple. To behold His beauty, to see Him, and to inquire, to hear His voice. See His face, hear His voice. But there's something unique with Jacob. Why would God highlight Jacob among the rest? You know, this is not competition, by the way. No, Jacob sought God better than David. No, forget it. There's uniqueness in each one. Are you with me? Sometimes we feel that way when it comes to denominations. You know, we did do things better than you. That's an orphan spirit, big time. In the family of God, there's no competition. In the family of God, we complete, we don't compete. There's no competition. Drop it. Amen? So if you're the best in that field, all of us will rejoice. Hallelujah! There's no competition. So the same way with Jacob, why was Jacob highlighted? Listen to me, it's not just the encounter of Jacob per se, but what happened with Jacob when he encountered God. I think that's the other side of this encounter. It's one thing to stand here in worship and feel good, oh God is here. But it's quite another, let me, excuse me to use the term, to be messed up. And you know, the inside of God touched you, and you're never the same again. Is that a cell phone? Somebody's calling, I think it's God. Yan? CBL calling you. Jacob had an encounter with God, and he said, I won't let you go until you bless me. And that encounter Jacob the usurper into Israel. I believe this is the generation that God seeks. It's not just a generation of praise. It's not just a generation of fast. It's not just a generation to serve. All of that, but all of that without encountering His presence and being released in your identity. You will always go back to becoming an orphan. You will always perform, always strive. Okay, first point. Reality. What's the reality? He sits on the throne, He rules. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Oh, somebody stole my wallet. The earth is the Lord's. Just smile. The earth is the Lord's. Are you with me? Nothing is happening in my ministry. Smile. Adjust your reality. He rules. Jesus could sleep on the boat in the middle of a storm because the reality of heaven says there's no storm there. Amen. Our reality is He sits on the throne, He's my God. Number two, there's an invitation. Anytime, 24/7, you can go up to the presence of the Lord. When you're faced with somebody with sickness, you don't, oh my God, I'm not prayed yet, excuse me. You know, and somebody with cancer stand up before you, would you please pray? What's your sickness? Cancer. Oh, excuse me. I'll call Pastor Nick, he's anointed for cancer. And Pastor Nick says, oh, I'll call somebody, the more anointed one. Nah. It's not about how much you have prayed that the power of God is released. Listen to me, this is authority comes out of your identity. You have authority not because of what you can shout, how much you have prayed. No, you have authority because your God is your Father. Amen. And simply, sorry, speak Tagalog a little bit. Simply and simple. You have authority. Second, authority comes out of identity. Power flows out of intimacy. The more you see His face, the more power comes out. Some people would rather go out than go in. Before you go out to the world, make sure you went in deep into the presence of God. Jesus clearly said it, freely you receive, freely you give. Before you give, you first have to receive it. Where do you receive it? In your encounters with God. Are you still alive? Invitation, the next day, encounter. God is looking for this generation. What generation? Not just a generation who's seeking for a blessing, or a generation who had an encounter and then business as usual. No. It's a generation that when they encounter the Lord, they're changed, they're renewed in their thinking, in their hearts, in the way they relate to people, the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they pray. They're changed. When that generation rises up, the fourth thing happened. Say with me, invasion. I believe in this full song, verse 6 is the turning point. Look, if you're a song, this is glory. We're blessed with the worship team this morning. Wow. Now, Jova, Birds, Jan, Gabi, they have songs that they have written. You know, if you're a writer of a song, and David is one of the best writers of songs in his time. Let's look at verse 7. Suddenly his tone changes. You know, from the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, blah blah blah, invitation, and suddenly he goes, where's the verse? He goes to say, let's change our voices, lift it up a little bit, lift up your voices. Okay, let's follow David. 1, 2, 3.
Lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in.
Wow! Suddenly things change. Are you with me? When that encounter happens, something happens to the person who encountered the Lord. He will be given declaration. He will be given prayers, prophetic declarations, and he will call for open up new days. And the King of Glory will come in. Communities in Thailand that are closed suddenly will open. Ancient doors will open because you have found to yourself who you are. That you're a son or a daughter of God. That you're not just here as a missionary. Yes, by role you're a missionary. But your identity is, I am beloved of my God. Say with me, invasion. Let's finish verse 7 up to, I think, verse 10. Okay, let's read it. Verse 8, let's read it. Verse 9. Verse 10. Who is the King of glory? The Lord of hosts is the King of glory. Everything changes. And he even said, who's the King of glory? The Lord of hosts. Friends, angels are waiting for us to have encounters with God and be changed. Because the moment we are changed into who we really are as beloved, unique son and daughter of God, what happens? Even the angels will cooperate with us because they are sent out to do the will of the Father. There will be miracles, there will be signs and wonders. It's not about because you're Pentecostal, you're charismatic, because you speak in tongues. No. Those things will happen because heaven responds to who you are. Come on, give a hand to the Lord. Woo! Hallelujah. Now, I want to highlight the story of Jacob. I wish I had enough time. We'll have miracles here. Jacob. Why of all the people Jacob was highlighted? Let's go back to the story of Jacob. Can I just do a storytelling here? Because if we go through the scriptures, it will be a lot of chapters and a lot of verses. Jacob, when he was still in the womb, the baby was fighting with his twin. They were kicking. If you're the mom, your tummy bulging. one foot here, another foot there. And then when they were born, Esau came out. Why was he named Esau? Esau means red and hairy. It's like this in Filipino. Wow, balbon. Sorry, I have to use. Ang guapo. He's so handsome. Mamula-mula. He came out with, wow, he's got all the potential. He's so handsome. And then, when Esau came out, a hand grabbed the heel of Esau. What was the name of the twin? Jacob. You know the meaning of Jacob is? Usurper, the grabber. He doesn't like, what's it, Uber. He likes Grab taxi. He always grabbed. I mean, the moment he was born, he was already grabbing things. And just imagine your identity from the moment you were born. You're a grabber. You're a usurper. It's not a good name. To tell you, now it's a good name. Jacob, that sounds handsome, Jacob. But in that time, every name has a meaning. And most of the time, when they carry that name, they live it out. Are you with me? So when Abraham, who used to be Abram, became Abraham because God changed his identity. Finally, Abraham and Sarah could bear a child. They stepped right there. Going back to Jacob. Just imagine if you're Jacob, you're growing up, every time your mom calls you, come here, grabber. Kiss mom. Okay, when they grew up, Esau was a hunter. He goes around and he's a guy with bulging muscles, 6 packs. Jacob could be 1 pack. I don't know. He's the homeboy. He cooks. He just do everything mom tells him to do. He's the homeboy. Sad to say, it is not so clear in the scripture that Isaac poured out love on Jacob the way he loved Esau. And many times, when we grew up in families where love is not demonstrated, there's no affection, we haven't heard I love you from, especially from our dad. When we talk about God being a father, that's a far out concept, right? When your dad is disciplinarian, or he manipulates, or abuses, or uses words, or absentee, he's not around. Even though he's there, when you ask him about things, he's just quiet, reading the newspaper, popping the cigarette. Part of you, there is that cry to connect and to hear the voice of your father. And don't you know you carry that when you become Christians? Right? To say this. That's what I've shared this in different places. And there are individuals who come to me and they say, Pastor Paul, it's hard to call him Father. And I'll ask them, why? Well, they start to cry and they'll say, I was abused by my father. And I'll minister to that woman, and suddenly one of the things that Jacob really learned is a good schemer. He's a good planner of things. He schemes things. Okay? To my advantage. So here comes Esau, coming out from a hunting trip. He was so tired. Now Jacob had an idea. I can grab another thing here. The grabber in him rises up. I can take advantage. And he said, Esau was saying, I'm tired and I'm hungry. Give me a bowl. What is that you're cooking? And Jacob said, you like this? Do you really like this? And Esau said, yeah, I like that. Well, at the expense of your birthright. Esau said, yeah, forget it. I want the soup. Friends, sad to say there are Christians, they don't have value for their birthright. If you just know who you are and the rights you have because you're born into the kingdom of God, you will carry that birthright with all heart. So the birthright was stolen. I don't know if they write a contract or sign a contract or whatever. I don't know how you do that. Suddenly, boom, the birthright was. And that was so important because in the Jewish tradition, the firstborn gets 2/3 of the inheritance. The next, 1/3. So Jacob really knows how to take advantage. I want the 2/3. I don't want the 1/3. I want the 2/3. So 2/3 plus 1/3. I want the whole. The whole thing. This is Jacob. Next. Time came for Isaac to release a blessing. Now it's no longer Jacob alone. Now the mom. Oh, your dad is about to release a blessing. Now I took something. And it will taste like Esau's hunt or game. Cut long story short, she had to put goat's clothes to mimic the hairiness of Esau. I want to speak to this. There's a lot of workers, missionaries, pastors trying to wear cloak just to have an identity. That is not theirs. Only here you try to wear goat's clothing just for you to get a blessing. Well, that person is being blessed. Maybe I could copy what he's doing. Then you preach, I preach that way. Oh, the Lord said, thus said the Lord. And you just follow the hair, the clothing, the shoes. And joke. Stop wearing clothes, identities that are not yours. That time, he stole blessing. I highlight these 2 points. What was stolen? Birthright. Say with me, birthright. Well, next one is blessing. Say with me, blessing. And these two are crucial things because as Christians, as born again Christians, from darkness into light, we receive birthright. Secondly, we have a blessing. It is the birthright that secures the blessing. There is a blessing over your life because of the birthright. Are you with me? You're born into the kingdom of God. You're born into the family. You are never cursed. You are not cursed any longer. Stop thinking you're cursed. Come on, smile. Shake the person next to you. You're not cursed. You're blessed. Amen. It's hard to go to the ministry, to go to the mountains and win the Karen, and you're thinking I'm cursed. No, is God really pleased with me? Have I prayed enough? Have I fasted enough? And you try to preach a gospel of good news when there's bad news inside of you? The Lord is so good, but I feel like I'm cursed. There's blessing on you because you have a birthright. I want to highlight the point. Esau was the firstborn. We have. Thank you. We have assurance. Why? The firstborn, the only begotten Son. For God so loved the world, He gave the only begotten Son, the firstborn among many. The good thing about Jesus is this: you don't need to steal the birthright and the blessing. He gave it all to all of us. We are co-heirs with Christ, not lesser, co-heirs. Come on, stop grabbing. Stop fighting. Stop struggling. You have a blessing. You have a birthright. You have access to heaven. You are co-heirs with Christ. He is not Esau. He is Jesus, the beloved, who died for all of us and for all the world. The karen are already paid. Thailand is already paid by the blood of Jesus. You're not going there as though, I'm trying to change them. No. You're entering your inheritance. Come on. My brother, Jesus paid the price for this. I am co-heirs with Jesus. This is what changed me. Before, 2 years, 2 converts. I almost died. We have Malays coming to us, eating cake. They saw us as a family. I shared the gospel. It was hard, you know. It was all about my effort, struggle. Jacob is the picture of an orphan spirit. Jacob is a picture of a person who doesn't see God as a father because he can't experience, he did not experience that love relationship with Isaac, his father. Fast forward, are you still with me? Yeah. Are we good? Yeah. We have to move to like Israel. We're still in Jacob. Oh, Jacob, there you grow. And Jacob is a picture of our ministry. When we grab something, when we fight, we strive with him, we're restless. We're lonely. We're tired. Jacob was running. There was no more home. He was an orphan. He's got a sense of calling. He's got a sense of destiny, but he doesn't know who he is. All he knew, he was Jacob. So he ran. Finally, he was so tired, he found this piece of rock and laid his head on the rock. Just imagine sleeping on a rock. Have you tried that? You will have a stiff neck. When you wake up, oh, I saw the Lord and my neck is hurting. I read the scripture, I read Paul, Corinthians, writings of Paul. And one of the things that was highlighted to me was that the rock is Christ. Friends, it is not when Jacob was running that heaven opened up. It is when Jacob finally came to the end of himself. Sometimes we have to be burned out so the true fire of God would start. Okay, don't point a finger to somebody. I told you so. Sometimes you have to come to the end of your own strength to finally rest your head, everything about you, to the rock, the finished word of Jesus. It is finished. So now, one more time, tell the person next to you, relax, rest. Rest. And nothing's happening in your ministry. Oh, nothing's happening. Everything's so tough. Okay, relax. If you hear yourself grumbling, oh, the Jacob is coming out again. Complaining. No, relax. There's a rock, the finished work of Jesus. It was not when Jacob was running that heaven opened up. It was when Jacob came to rest that heaven opened up. Cut this long story short, he woke up, he had a dream, he saw God in this stairway or ladder into heaven. He saw God, and angels were ascending and descending. Take note of that. It's not just angel. If it's just about Jacob, it could have been just one angel. Are you with me? The angel of Jacob. Why angels were ascending and descending? Listen, the potential of your encounter when you allow God to reveal himself to you, angels from heaven will ascend and descend, and they will impact regions. It's not just for you as one individual, it will be for the area of your assignment. Who is coming? The Lord of hosts. Say with me, open heaven. Open heaven. Come on, say it again, open heaven. Open heaven. When heavens are open, prayers are so powerful. Your worship is amazing. When you pray for the sick, healing is flowing. But when heaven is closed, you try to open it up by your own strength. Oh, it's tiring. You'll be heaven open up, and he said, oh, God was here, and I didn't know it. Sounds like a bumper sticker for your car. Don't know bumper sticker? That's a good bumper sticker for Christians. God was here and we didn't know. God was here and we didn't do anything. We didn't engage with the presence of God. God was here and I didn't know. And next thing he said, he declared, this is no other than, this is Bethel. Say with me, Bethel. The word Bethel means two things. The gates of heaven and the house of God. On that side of heaven, gates are opening. On this side of heaven, in earth, we host the presence of God. That's our inheritance. When we allow God to be God, when we allow the finished work of Jesus to rest in all that we are and all that we do, we will always have gates of heaven opening up and we will host the presence of God wherever we go. Is this encouraging? Yes. And God spoke to him that time. God offered him a covenant and he said, the oath I made with your forefather Abraham, Isaac, now it's your turn. I'll make a covenant with you. Just to simplify this, covenant is two individuals becoming one. Marriage, covenant, two becoming one, right? So God, the Lord, the Father was offering a covenant. He said, Jacob, we will be one. So how did Jacob respond to that? He said, if you will really bless me, if you put condition. He missed it. Okay, God spoke to me this thing. Why put condition to what is unconditional? His love is unconditional. His affection is unconditional. Why do you put condition? When he said, I chose you, I bless you, you are a son. Before you were born, I chose you. I knew you. Why do you put condition? He missed it because he put condition. If you will really bless me, then I will follow you. Okay, we're about to finish here. Finally, when I say we're about to finish, it's another 15 minutes. We'll give time. Are you having fun there? Yes. I'll share my portion of the story at the end of this encounter. An encounter that changed my life. Changed destiny, my people. Changed the way I relate to my wife. Changed our children. Changed the way I view nation. Changed the way I view people. When I saw the face of God. So Jacob was running, full of fear, made conditions. He missed the covenant because he wants contract. If you sign on this portion that you would really bless me, then I will follow you. Again, I want to highlight the point. Stop putting conditions to what is unconditional. His love is unconditional. Even if you don't feel like it, His love is unconditional. He loves you. He loves you. He loves you. I don't feel it. He loves you. I love you. I love you. I love to see it. I love you. I love you. I love you. Nothing is working. I love you. His face is shining. Jacob said, still fights. He fought with his father-in-law in Tagalog. The name of his father-in-law is Laban. Just imagine, the word Laban in Tagalog is fight. Any one of you, you've got a father-in-law named Laban, that's a serious problem. And all the days of his life, he was fighting his father-in-law. And it was so true. But look at Jacob. Everywhere he is blessed. Even during the times he was grumbling, he was still blessed. He was growing. His father-in-law's king thinks he's king. You know, he looks for the best animals. He puts some stripe in this piece of bread. I'm veterinarian. I'm not sure if that's really working. Genetically, you put a rat there. The big ones are eating, and as they see the spotted, oh, I'll have spotted kids here. No, it doesn't work that way. It's not visualization. Because that's scary if that's happened when you visualize somebody when you're pregnant. Oh, you might not want what's gonna come out. Oh, it doesn't look like me. Okay, sorry, that's a side note. So, everywhere, whatever Jacob touches, are blessed. Take note of this. Anywhere you go, God will always go after you because there's a calling and a destiny in you. So who among you here you say, I messed up ministry, I missed this, I did something wrong, I'm so slow, I'm lazy. Don't build your life on those failures. Pursue your destiny by pursuing His presence. Amen? Stop looking back. Finally, Caleb senses he wants to come home, go home. And then, again, Jacob schemed everything, 2 big groups. And then he heard from his servant, oh, Esau is coming and he's got 400 men, warriors. Just imagine the fear in Jacob. What? 400? Scheming again. You know, when he's cramming, some of you are like that, no? When you're about to take your exam or you finish your thesis, you need pressure so you can operate. Right? So he was so full of fear, he organizes everything, scheme. He said, all my servants go first, my animals, the animals go first, second, and then next, this family and next family, and he was left behind. What a good picture. Every time you work in an orphan spirit, you will end up left alone. When you scheme things, you will be lonely. You might have victory, but you don't get to share it with family. Because there's no family. You scheme everything away from them. You've stolen blessing. And here when he was left alone, suddenly an angel showed up without introduction, wrestled with Jacob from dusk to dawn. Just imagine that wrestling match. Dusk to dawn. Wow. How many hours did you hike the mountains last night? And how many of you, honest, this morning it was hard to wake up? Just 2 hours climb and 2 hours, coming down. Jacob had a wrestling with an angel from dusk to dawn, and the angel was so strong, but Jacob was stronger. All of his strength. If I picture that, I like pictures when I read the scripture. Maybe Jacob was like, all of them, all claws and all like, even beard. The angel said, let me go. And there now, this king, I won't let you go until you bless me. What a question. What a declaration. I won't let you go until you bless me. I mean, how did he? Wasn't he blessed all the way? I mean, he got 2 companies, he's growing, everything he does, it's blessed. What blessing are you looking for, Jacob? I mean, he's a collector of blessing. Another collection of blessing here, collection of blessing here. So what was the blessing? I tell you, when you don't grab a hold of your identity, you will end up still looking for affirmation, looking for a voice, looking for something out there. And you will never recognize what you have inside of you. And here comes Jacob and says, I won't let you go until you bless me. The angel asked him, what's your name? By the way, that question was not for the angel. It's not to make sure it was Jacob. The question was not for the angel. It was, what's your name? I'm Ariel. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking for Jacob. Or Ariel. His hip was dislocated. That question was for Jacob. Why? That was the answer to the desire of Jacob. What was his desire? He said, I won't let you go until you bless me. Now, capture this. Your blessing is wrapped up in your identity. Your destiny is in your identity. It is not so much on how or what you have done that shapes you or shapes your identity. It's who you are for the Lord. And the angel said to him, or Jacob responded, when the angel asked him, what's your name? He said, Jacob. So it was like this, what's your name? Grabber for life. I'm a schemer for life. Master of PhD, double PhD in grabbing. I know all of the ways to grab. I'm Jacob. And then the angel said, Jacob, you are Israel. You're not a grabber. You're not an orphan. You have a father. Don't you know that name means, Israel means a prince. If it is a prince, that name prince, it also means the king is your father. There's a Jacob inside of us. We try to help the clan, we try to do ministry, we try to get our breakthroughs from what we can do. I've done that. I've lived that life. This is how I live my life. I'm about to finish here. Everything in my life before, everything starts with doing. Say with me, doing. So I do a lot. I make sure I pray. I make sure I fast. When somebody fast 21 days, I fast 24. Make sure 3 days. When somebody fast 40, I fast 41. 40 stop. 40, it's all about performance. Somebody disciples 50, I'll disciple 55. Never ends. Are you with me? Because I get my identity from what I do. The more I run, the more I move, the more I do, then I feel I am a child of God. It's not the way of God. From doing, I get to have. Then I have the blessing of the Lord because I did something. I prayed. I have the blessing. When I feel like I have, then being comes out. I'm a good pastor. I'm the anointed one. Because I did something. I prayed, I fast. 41 days, 3 times a year. And in the being, you look like this. You're so anointed. God is so good. Let's receive the gospel of the kingdom. And there's no life. Because it's not coming from you. Everything changed when I encountered the love of the Father. I had a Jacob type of encounter. God wrestled me with His love. It was a wrestling match that changed my identity. From a pastor who was trying to make things happen. Oh, their churches are growing. My church is not growing. I'm not good enough. Oh, what shall I do? Oh, I have this, I have this. And, Lord, you can bless me. I've done everything. So, everything shifted. I am a child of God. Everything starts in being. Can we say amen? Amen. Being love. When I wake up in the morning, this morning, I was thinking of going for a job. But I was already soaking in the presence of God, 5:30 in the morning, listening to worship song, and I got deeper into the presence of God. And I just said, oh God, I just want to be here with you. You are a good Father. You are a good Father. And I don't soak because I'm going to be preaching it. I soak because it compels me to respond to His love. Because I am, therefore I have. Say with me, have. I have inheritance. All that Jesus has is yours. All that the Father has, it is yours. Say with me, I have. I have. When I know I have, then I can do. He heals the sick, I heal the sick. He is generous, I am generous. He casts out demons, I cast out demons. I only do what I see my Father do. I only say what I hear Him say. In the past, in Malaysia, this is what I did. Everything is doing. I have to pray, I have to fast before I have an assurance. Maybe one or two will come to know the Lord. And being is, I'm a successful missionary. Dying. But now, in 2006, I was wrestled the embrace of my Father's love. Minnesota. Later tonight, I'll share more of this. But I had an encounter that changed me. Changed me. I heard for the first time in my life, the Father saying to me, Paul, you're not a slave. You are my beloved son. Paul, you don't have to earn my love. I love you even before you knew about me. You are a son. I have prepared great things for you. I allow His love to take over. Now I don't go to pray so I can have something. I know I have it. I pray because His love compels me. You are beautiful, Father. You are glorious. I've been an orphan for years in Jacob. And to come to the place that finally I came to understand by revelation, not theory, not lessons from Sunday school, and I don't minimize that, but a revelation, an encounter. God embraced me. I've been trying to build my own kingdom like Jacob. I've been trying to prove my own calling to the world. It doesn't want to listen. I've been trying to do something so I can be. Everything stops when the Father embraced me with His love. And with His love, He touched the strongest point of my life, the hip joint. Before I live for ministry, before my identity is found in ministry, if I'm doing well in ministry, how many are saved, how many are blessed, then I am a successful child of God or a missionary or a pastor. All of that changed. Whether I'm seeing fruits or not, in the eyes of my Father, and I know it well, He loves me, not because of what I can do, because of what Jesus did. It is finished. I finally come to a place, my head is rested on the rock. I tell you, here's something as a testimony for you. 2006, I encountered the love of the Father. From 2006 up to now, 11 years, I have been to 27 nations. I have seen tens of thousands saved in Pakistan, in crusades in Pakistan, in India, several times in India. I've seen God move in Myanmar. I've seen God move in Cambodia, all over. Not because I strive and try to grab things, but I learn to rest, to embrace my Father. He's so good. I have inheritance in Him. I am not in poverty. What the Father has, all of it is mine. And because of that, I can do what He calls me to do. This time I want us to stand up and could we respond to the love of the Father? Any one of you feel like God is talking to you? That, like Jacob, you've been running around. And for some of the Destiny people, you've heard this message maybe several times over. But you feel like you need more encounters of the love of God. I open up this place for you here in front. Come and receive a fresh outpouring of the love of the Father. Allow allow Him to wrestle with you, not in contention, but wrestling with you in love. I won't let you go, you're my son. Jacob, I've waited for this moment that you would see me as a father, and not an enemy, not anyone that you would fight against. I have prepared you for nations. I have prepared you for a glorious future. Jacob, I love you, I love you, I love you. Please come forward if you feel like God is talking to you to just lay down everything, lay down wrong identity, broken identities. Hallelujah. Let's just worship before the Father. Look at His face. He's wrestling with you. He's wrestling with you. Not for contention or fight. He's wrestling with you because He loves you. Jacob, stop running. Jacob, stop proving things. Jacob, stop fighting. You are Israel. He is your father. Just have